फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome back to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर and Joe Root has certainly pushed India on the back foot on the first day of this fourth test after India managed to pick up 5 wickets in the first session. Joe Root ने एक बेहतरीन सैकड़ा लगाकर इंग्लैंड का जो स्कोर है वो 302 के पार कर दिया है। 302 पे 7 विकेट के नुकसान के बाद स्टम्प्स पे जो स्कोर रीड कर रहा था इंग्लैंड का वो था 302 पे 7. Well, to talk more about this, I have with me Bansal Shah, Vineet Ramakrishnan and Kanav Bali in this live session. Welcome to Cricket Next, everyone. Bansal, I will start with you. In the first place, how impressed are you with Akashdeep debut match? 3 wickets, stunning spell in the first session.
I think it was a really good spell early in the morning, especially since it was his debut match to come and straight away get the England top order. And
Yep.
especially when we know that the way they have been betting the openers, we saw that Root काफी slow खेल रहे थे आज. मतलब he was not trying to be as aggressive as he was trying to be in previous games, but the openers were not going steady, right? वो शुरू से ही मारने की कोशिश कर रहे थे फिर से, तो
Yep.
to come and bowl like this on a debut match was really interesting. And
Yeah.
we have also noticed this thing Ranchi mein, we feel like the pitch might assist the spinners, काफी cracks है pitch पे, but just in the last time there was a test match here, fast bowlers were the ones who were more effective. आज भी हमने यही देखा, fast bowlers ज़्यादा effective हुए, like Siraj also picked up 2 wickets towards the end, and obviously
Yeah.
Akash as you suggested. So yeah, amazing
Yeah.
spell.
Amazing spell from Akashdeep, Vineet, but Joe Root back to his, proper cricketing strokes, and he scored 100. What do you have to say about that knock? I mean, he has just frustrated Indian bowlers like anything.
Joe Root back to his roots is what it was.
Yeah.
Traditional cricket is what you have seen Joe Root play, and that was far cry from what he was trying to do, as Bansal mentioned. But that was the need of the hour. I mean, during the lunch session, Kanal, Jamie Taws were there. हम यही discuss कर रहे थे कि it was probably the need of the hour for him. Of course, I mean, after 3 innings of a barren run, he would, the great player that he will recalibrate himself, and that recalibration we saw. But it was the need of the hour in terms of 3 wicket nikal chuke the. Joe Root realized the fact that he needs to stay there. The need of the hour was not to score runs or to show that baseball kind of an approach, that brand of cricket. The need of the hour was to stay in the middle as much as possible, and he did that. And the reason for that was, again, uneven bounce है इस pitch पे. इस
Yeah.
pitch पे run बनाने के लिए you will have to stay and take your time, understand the variable bounce, and accordingly you have to play. आपने ये भी देखा होगा कि वो front foot, Joe Root generally is a back foot player. He loves to hang on the back foot, which we probably saw in the first session. Second session में वो आगे आ रहे थे, Ben Fox भी आगे आके batting कर रहे थे, so that recalibration happened. And again, the class is always there. Class is permanent, form is temporary, and Joe Root showed that. With Ben Fox, that is, again, in the lunch session, को याद होगा मैंने Ben Fox का नाम लिया था कि he is somebody who could hang around there with Joe Root. So fantastic effort from Joe Root, of course. But I thought after that first session, जिस तरीके से इंडिया ने bowling की थी, India were quite flat after that.
Yeah, true. What do you think? What went wrong for India after the first session? I mean, you picked up 5 wickets. You were on top of your game. Akashdeep was looking so good. Even the spinners were troubling the batters. But again, you just missed out on a trick. Wicketless second session. उसके बाद Joe Root ने 100 पूरा किया. Ben Fox was looking so good today.
Yeah.
What just went wrong?
With the second session going wicketless, वो pressure आ जाता है bowling team पे, because you were obviously very much in the game, 5 wickets in the first session, and you were expecting, rather we were discussing what 150 180 all out during the lunch break live that we did, and the pressure that Root and Fox built during the second session, and as perfectly as Vineet said, that he is back to his roots and common sense prevailed. Joe Root understood कि यार सीधा खेल लो, runs वैसे ही आएंगे, जो भी runs आएंगे वैसे ही आएंगे. For his उनकी skills इतनी है कि वो अपनी orthodox cricket खेलते हैं, तो he can score big, he can score daddy hundreds, and that is exactly what he's on the way to. And when Joe Root is well set, he is in his 90s, 100s, that is when the opposition starts feeling pressure. Ab डिबेट ये उठेगी कि यहाँ अगर बुमराह होते तो ये सिचुएशन ना
I
होती।
was I was
आपको
coming to that only. I was
या
coming
तो
to that only.
दिस विकेटलेस सेशन प्लस दिस 5 विकेटों से लेके 302 पे 7 तक का जो सफर है ना, अब ये बुमराह वाले सवाल बहुत उठाएगा। बट इसी देवर अप टू द मार्क फर्स्ट सेशन में, इंडियन बॉलर स्पेशली आकाशदीप, व्हाट अ डेब्यू दिस हैज बीन। सिराज शोड थोड़े ग्लिम्पसेस उन्होंने दिखाए कि मे बी उनको लाइनर लेंथ मिल गई, लेकिन ताउस भाई ने जैसे कि लंच लाइव में कहा था कि विद सिराज द प्रॉब्लम इज कि एक फेज में उनको लाइनर लेंथ मिल जाती है लेकिन वो फिर वेवर्ड हो जाते हैं। तो वो कभी, वो खुद उनको नहीं पता वो कैसी बॉलिंग डालने जा रहे हैं। वो जिस दिन उन्होंने लाइनर लेंथ पकड़ दी तो पकड़ दी, नहीं पकड़ी तो बहुत रन खाएंगे। तो विद सिराज यू डोंट गेट दैट कंसिस्टेंसी। आकाशदीप इवन दो ही इज अ ग्रेट बॉलर, इट्स हिज डेब्यू, तो वो कंसिस्टेंसी लाने में टाइम लगेगा। बट देन अगेन व्हेन जो रूट इज बैटिंग इन दिस ग्रेट फॉर्म और अब उन्हें रन मार दिया, तो आई दिस इज अ साइन ऑफ वरी, बिकॉज ही विल फाइंड हिज मोजो बैक और उनको रियलाइज हो जाएगा मे बी दिस इज द वे आई नीड टू प्ले इन द अपकमिंग इनिंग्स जो भी इस सीरीज में बची है। तो दिस विल बी अ बिग हेडेक फॉर द इंडियन टीम नाउ, इंडियन बॉलर्स
Yeah,
स्पेशली।
yeah. Bansal, what do you think? Are we already missing Jasprit Bumrah in this match, especially after picking up 5 wickets in the first session?
I think yeah, we are missing Jasprit Bumrah, considering the fact that this pitch is assisting pacers quite well. जिस तरह से bowling कर रहे हैं सिराज और आकाशदीप, and I think even if Bumrah was not able to take many wickets on this track, he would have at least restricted the flow of runs. Like last session में जैसे कनव बोल रहे थे, they scored more than 100 runs and lost only 2 wickets. So I think इतने runs तो नहीं बनते हैं इंग्लैंड के. They would have not been able to cross 300 if Bumrah was there, I think. And most probably, I think most probably all out ही हो जाता है अगर बुमराह होता है इधर, तो he would have taken at least a couple of wickets, if not more.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are definitely missing Bumrah.
Veer, what do you think? I have the same question for you. Are we missing Bumrah already?
Look, he's the Indian bowling spearhead, one of the best bowlers. So, I mean, if
Yeah.
he's not playing, you are going to miss him. There's no doubt about it. But it was a decision that was taken. रेस्ट की बात अभी से नहीं हो रही थी. सेकंड टेस्ट से हम ये सोच रहे थे,
Yeah.
ये खबरें आई रही थी कि यार उनको रेस्ट कराएंगे, राजकोट में कराएंगे या तो रांची में कराएंगे. रांची looked the most likeliest place where he would be rested, and that happened. That is a thing of past. I mean, every time you cannot depend on somebody like a Bumrah or one player to give you the deliver you the goods. हो नहीं सकता है. So that's okay. That is fine. Definitely, India missed Jasprit Bumrah. यहाँ होते तो maybe, I mean, as Bansal mentioned, all out हो जाता. And especially against somebody like a Joe Root. It's no coincidence that when Bumrah was playing all the three games, Root wasn't scoring run. He got out to maximum time to Bumrah. और जहाँ पे Bumrah नहीं थे, Root is back to scoring runs. So of course that factor is always there. But beyond that, I mean, you'll have to look beyond that, right? Whatever available resources you have had, what did you do with them? Akashdeep was great. ठीक है, first आपका जो उन्होंने 7 over spell डाला, he looked good. After that, ठीक है, थोड़ा tapered off हो गए हैं. Not to put the blame on him or anything, but yeah, that consistency या उसी tempo पे वो bowling नहीं कर पाए. Siraj was blowing hot and cold for sure. The biggest worry here was, as I had mentioned in the lunch show, somebody like a Ravindra Jadeja would have been, a wicket taker here. He
Yeah.
lacked the bite. Maybe a bit of, that you've seen Jadeja bowl a lot of wicket to wicket stump line. यहाँ पे वो कर तो रहे थे, but I think he was not able to find that length जहाँ से वो थोड़ा सा उछाल नीचे या ऊपर वाली थी, वो नहीं हो पा रहा था. Ashwin has been ठीक है, he's been inconsistent throughout the series. Again, I mean, it's not the same Ashwin with the intensity that you have seen. When he bowls in Indian conditions, that has been lacking. So that's two
Yeah.
things there. I mean, Ashwin का तो रहा ही है. It's been on and off. Yes, he's gone to that 500 wicket mark and everything, but this has not been the best of his series. Also, the wicket that he got, Johnny Bairstow was trying to sweep, and he got the wicket. So it's been, as I said, it was flat. Bumrah, of course, was a big miss, but Mohammad Siraj should have stepped up much better. He's been part of the Indian setup for a long time now to realize and understand what his role is and what he should be doing. As Kanav rightly mentioned, and Tauz also had mentioned during the lunch show, he's somebody who lacks that consistency. जो ball आए पड़ गया तो पड़ गया, वैसी वाली बात है. He'll have to again, rethink of what he has to do as a leader of the pack, and that was what was missing. The initiative that Bumrah would have probably given you was missing in somebody like just Mohammad Siraj. And
Siraj.
again, flat. It was just flat. And also one factor was Kuldeep Yadav. Look, how many overs did he bowl? Just 10 overs. That was
10.
quite सरप्राइजिंग फॉर मी दैट ही वाज
Yeah.
नॉट यूज ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन ये थियरी है कि 3 स्पिनर होंगे तो एक स्पिनर अंडर यूज होगा हमेशा अंडर बोल रहेगा बट कुलदीप यादव लुक द मोस्ट लाइकलीस्ट टू टेक विकेट्स एंड येट at the end of the day he comes back with just 10 overs. That was quite surprising. He came in late as well. Rohit Sharma did not use him that early. काफी लेट आए. एक टाइम पे मेरे को लगा था कि जो एक एंड पे जहां से बॉलिंग कर रहे थे दैट एंड वाज रियली फ्लैट. आई मीन इट वाज पिच ऑफ 2 halves. So I think the change of ends would have done things better for Kuldeep Yadav. Did not happen. So that was, I think, an error from Rohit Sharma where he could have used Kuldeep Yadav much more, but he did not.
Yeah. Kanav, what India can do differently tomorrow when they go out to bowl in the first session on day 2. I mean, you need wickets now. क्योंकि यहाँ से 50-60 रन भी अगर एक्स्ट्रा लग गए तो दैट विल पुश यू ऑन द बैक फुट और मोरल डाउन कर देगा वो.
See, for a change, I'll see. Want to see Kuldeep bowling more, as Vineet said that just 10 overs from your Chinaman, and he's someone who has the knack of taking wickets, and you need to bowl him. ठीक है, उनको wickets नहीं मिलेंगे, that's a different debate. अगर नहीं मिलेगी तब देखें, but you have to at least give him overs, give him enough balls to create something, to create a chance. A very tight in fielding for especially for Joe Root. हमने देखा क्लोजिंग फील्डर इसमें भी इतने नहीं थे उनके आसपास जितने जरूरी होते हैं और यही सवाल है वो रोहित शर्मा की कैप्टनसी पे धीरे धीरे उठते हैं. अब 90 ओवर्स हो चुके हैं, नई बॉल नहीं है. इधर यू टेक अ न्यू बॉल एंड गो विद द लाइक्स ऑफ आकाशदीप जो उन्होंने नई बॉल के साथ किया था. तो द सेकंड ऑप्शन फॉर मी इज यू टेक द न्यू बॉल एज सून एज यू कम टुमारो, यू थ्रो दैट बॉल टू आकाशदीप एंड मोहम्मद सिराज एंड होप मोहम्मद सिराज को वो लाइन एंड लेंथ मिल जाए जो उनको लगता है उनको विकेट लेके दे सकती है. एंड देन ऑल्सो होप आकाशदीप टू रिपीट व्हाट ही डिड विद द न्यू बॉल इन द फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ द डे और रादर द फर्स्ट आवर ऑफ द डे. दैट इज समथिंग दैट इंडिया नीड्स टू डू फ्रॉम हियर ऑन. अब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है 90 ओवर हो गए हैं, 10 ओवर पर नई बॉल क्यों नहीं ले रहे. Maybe they are looking for some reversing या कोई reason, but बुमराह के बिना I don't think you will find that enough. इस मैच में स्पेशली
रिवर्स करेगा कौन
एग्जैक्टली. You don't have the bowlers to do reversing. इतना सिराज को भी वही है ना, सिराज को खुद नहीं पता उनकी बॉल रिवर्स होगी कि नहीं. वो फेंक देते हैं बॉल को, उनको खुद आइडिया नहीं होता कि कहाँ जाएगी क्या होगा. तो आई वुड रादर बैक the new ball with Akashdeep and Mohammad Siraj, or else if you want to stick with the older ball you need to bowl Kuldeep. As simple as that.
Yeah, and Bansal, यहाँ पे Kanav just mentioned about fielding bit. Agumit, I'll come to you. I'll just take a comment from Bansal about the fielding bit, right? But our panelist House Rizvi has a different opinion, and that's a bit interesting. And I partially agree to that. कि यार जो bowlers वहाँ पे हैं, they're very senior bowlers. Ashwin हुए, Jadeja हुए. They can ask the captain to have certain fielders in some places, stationed at some places. Why can't they take the onus on?
They can definitely ask the captain to have close-in fielders. As we have been talking, tea break में भी यही बात हो रही थी. But I'm not sure how they operate. Like what we have heard from the outside is that Rohit is a captain who listens to his bowlers. जो bowlers बोलते हैं उस तरह से वो करते हैं. But sitting out here, we can't say that कि उनका फील्ड में क्या डिस्कशन हो रहा है, क्या बात हो रही है, what is going through their minds. मतलब रोहित के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, बॉलर्स के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है. Maybe they would have been thinking कि अब पिच ऐसा नहीं है कि क्लोज इन फील्डर्स रखने पे कैचेस आएंगे, probably. But what I feel is they should have tried to attack more with a few close in fielders, at least for a few overs. जो आज बहुत ही कम देखने मिला कि क्लोज इन फील्डर्स रखे, शॉर्ट लेग रखा है, सिली मिड ऑफ रखा है. तो आई थिंक यस, तो एटलीस्ट कुछ ओवर्स के लिए रख सकते थे. एटलीस्ट इट वुड हैव मेड श्योर कि इंग्लैंड बैटर्स थोड़ा और कंजर्वेटिवली खेल रहे हैं, ज्यादा फ्रीली खेल नहीं रहे. या विनीत
No, just to point out कि क्यों नहीं रखा उन्होंने closing fielders. Generally, what happens when closing fielders, when does they come into play? Ball आता है, pad हो रहा है, closing आ रहे हैं, edges लग रहे हैं. That happens when you have sharp turn, you have bounce there. ये slow track है. यहाँ पे even if कोई bad pad वो हो रहा है ना, that'll invariably fall short. That could be one of the reasons why you didn't find so many क्लोज इन फील्डर्स. अगर जैसे वाइजैक में सेकंड, नॉट इवन वाइजैक, हैदराबाद, आई मीन इस सीरीज में तो आपने देखा ही नहीं वैसा कुछ. आई थिंक प्रोबेबली इन हैदराबाद वेयर थोड़ा सा शार्प टर्न हो रहा था, थोड़ा टर्न जल्दी ज्यादा हो रहा था. That's probably where the edges fly, edges could come to, the close-in fielders. Otherwise, it's very easy to negotiate that. वो edges उतने आते नहीं है as a slow, turning tracks पे. That could be one of the reasons why you do not find a lot of close-in fielders. Otherwise, आपको वही है कि यार जडेजा या अक्सर जैसे डार्ट जो करा रहे हैं ना कि बल्ले से लग के फिर निकल जाए. That could happen. कुलदीप से I really don't think कि उतना वो forward shot leg या silly, point would have come into play.
कुलदीप के साथ ये भी है कि जिस तरीके से पिच बिहेव कर रहा है ना, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन एक बॉल नीचे रह रहा है, तो वो ही कैन कैपिटलाइज मोर ऑन दैट.
Jadeja could have done that much better. More than Kuldeep,
Yeah.
Jadeja could have done that. That was quite surprising that वो हुआ नहीं. After that, especially after that, Ben Stokes's delivery,
Dismissal, yeah.
ये लग रहा था कि हो जाएगा यार ऐसे. वो you'll get more of these deliveries, but that surprisingly did not happen. But yeah, Rohit Sharma, I mean, of course, you did mention about his captaincy. थोड़ा वो हो जाते हैं, पैसे तो हो ही जाते हैं कि भाई क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. And that probably allowed somebody like Folks. But full credit to Folks and Root for that partnership. They went forward here. I mean, they did not ऐसा पीछे नहीं रहे. Even the deliveries that could have kept low, they were so forward that they were able to negotiate it better. And fielding, I mean, somebody talked about fielding. I don't think India did have the best of fielding. There were a few, misfields there. There was a bit of lethargy. I could see that.
Yeah. And also the no balls. Also the no balls. They, if I'm not mistaken, Akashdeep bowled 3 no balls and he was hit for 4 on couple of occasions.
Yeah.
And one was a dismissal of Crawley, if I'm not mistaken, in the first session. And Jadeja has bowled a no ball for height. So yeah, that has been a problem. But we can just hope that India gets some wickets, get the early wickets tomorrow, because anything, if they add more than 50-60 in this total, it's going to be very, very problematic for the Indian team. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me in this session. We'll have a elaborated.
Sorry to disturb you, but since we have been talking about baseball instinct cup down and Root coming back to his roots, this was his third slowest century in Test cricket.
The only thing, one of the major positives is from this series and from this game is बेसबॉल को कहीं ना कहीं अपनी अप्रोच चेंज करनी पड़ रही है. किसी को तो करनी पड़ रही है बॉस. दैट इज फॉर श्योर. एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट. England have been playing baseball because they don't have that pressure of WTC points table. The moment they are under pressure because the series is on the line, their baseball takes the back seat.
Baseball also realized it's a conditions, approach. Conditions approach. Not in this kind of pitch, you cannot have that kind of an approach.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this one. We'll have an elaborated discussion at 6:45. So join us. We'll have more panelists. So all the viewers, join us at 6:45. अभी के लिए शुक्रिया. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.